Divine Noni, ஆரோக்கியத்தின் அடையாளம்.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Happy day for the Noni family. I would just like to indicate, as was mentioned by several speakers, we have to have support for farm level cultivation of Noni and make it more organic. So, as emphasized by Chairman, I will try to focus what is the knowledge on pests and their management, both India and outside India, and see what we can do in future. Please. I will just try to group like this my presentation, pest subgroups, then what parts of the plant they attack, then go for overall global scenario on pests, the need for pest monitoring networks, host plants and their role in Noni pest severity, what are the eco-friendly and organic control methods available, then scope for future cooperation both within India and outside, and a few recommendations. Next. First, for your information, we can group all these insect pests, caterpillars, grasshoppers, everything into 4 or 5 groups. Defoliating pests, sap-sucking pests, mining and boring pests, flower and fruit pests, and then soil and root pests into these 5 groups, including insect pests and also other animal pests like snails, birds, rodents, etc. Next. So some pictures of these insect problems. This one is on the big ones which you see on the left, the yellowish ones, they are the aphids close-up, and on the right side you will find a black colony on the leaves. This is a colony of aphids. They are sucking pests. They make the plant less vigorous. Next. Again, we will skip this. This is only symptoms of the aphids. Next. Other sucking pests which you normally are experiencing, white flies. We are showing the symptoms of this damage due to white flies. Next. Again, white-colored waxy insects, not very mobile, but they stick to different plant parts, especially the fruits and the flowers, mainly, and also the terminal shoots. They are mealy bugs. They are also sucking, and they reduce the plant vigor. Next. Another group, we call them as non-insect pests, but they are similar to insects with a pair of extra legs, mites. They are also causing reduction in the plant vigor by sapping as removing the sap. Next. Defoliators, they physically eat away the portions of leaves. Beetles. Next. Caterpillars. Next. Miners and borers, they can either mine the leaves or bore into the stems. Next. Also, final product of the Noni crop, the fruit. This can also be under threat by some insects. You are seeing an adult fly, and then you are seeing the larval stage. Next. How the adult sits on the fruit and then thrusts its egg. On the right side is the egg already thrusted close up. Next. Also some beetles, after the fruits ripen, when they fall, before we pluck them, whenever there is a need, they are also called beetles, which are damaging them, and they are called suffering beetles. Next. This is again other animals like birds and rodents. This is a rodent damage before we pluck them. Next. Snails. In some regions this has been very important. On the right side, on the left side you can see a snail clinging to the leaf, and then on the right side a defoliated plant. Next. So having known these different insects, now our main interest here is to know what has been the story about problems of insects in crops. As pointed out, Nelson has summarized the global scenario on pests on Noni, and he emphasizes that wherever we are using the wild habitats, just like what was told in the M.S. Swaminathan Institute's poster also here, natural habitats have less variety and severity of pest problems than when we cultivate them. This is what I want to emphasize in this. Next. Known potential loss in yield, root damage can bring plant mortality, stem damage, reduce plant growth, leaf damage I already discussed. Fruit damage can reduce both the quality of the harvestable fruits and also the numbers, because some can get totally damaged. Next, the percentage damage presently is still globally a guess estimate. There are no quantitative estimates of loss, though the insects and the other animal pests have been recorded. It is highly variable across regions and seasons, but roughly a guess estimate can put it as somewhere between 10 to 40% of the total yield. Next. Insect pests occurring in India. Thanks to the WNRF initiative, there are a couple of projects which are bringing into record the new things as well as observations at coin. There are quite a few insects which are being added to the list. But what I would emphasize here is just the names of the insects and the scientific names, but such type of updating and exchanging information on pest occurrence within India has to be first done so that the regional problems are addressed preventively. Next. Also, insect pests not so much known in India except one or two where the species may differ. There are also a good range of insects occurring in some other parts of the world which are not yet recorded. Not yet recorded doesn't mean they are not here, but maybe we have not investigated. But even in case luckily they are not occurring here at all, there is a need to keep a tab on them because some of them may be invasive. Through either preventive quarantine and preventive monitoring, we should be able to guard against them. So this is the global scenario of pest problems known elsewhere. Next. Need for international network. Yes,